Their three-point shooting tonight, did you feel like that was just them, making a lot of tough ones? I mean, how do you feel like you guys just contested the three-point arc tonight?
They had some tough ones, but also their offense they were running they executed tonight. They were attacking the basket, dropping it off to the bigs, or hitting the corner, swing. Now they had some tough ones, but they also executed. We just weren't on from the three-point line tonight. But when nights like that happen, we got to find other ways to be effective.
Yeah, and how tough was it to stop them in the pick and roll and the actions that they created out of that tonight?
You got to give Jared Allen his respect on that because they hit the pocket, and, I mean, he's a great finisher, and then he also makes good passes out of the pocket. So when you got a big that can do that, it is tough to guard.
Yeah, and they were having a lot of success with Allen and Jones just rolling down the middle. What do you want to see on the defensive end for you guys just do a better job trying to defend that?
We just got to meet them early. Athletic dudes like that, they can't catch the ball too low in the paint because they can just rise over you and dunk it. So you got to meet them earlier, like at the free throw line.
And just the number of threes y'all took tonight, just how did you feel about the offense and just the lack of opportunities y'all were able to create from the perimeter?
We didn't get nearly enough threes up tonight, but I got to go watch film on that to answer that better. But I know we just got to get more threes up.
What are the first few things you look for on the stat sheet when you see it?
Just now, I wanted to see what we shot from the three-point line, turnovers. Those are really the things that I look for at first, especially turnovers, because when teams capitalize off your turnovers, that affects the game.
Not trying to get you in trouble, but since January, the league-wide free throw attempts across every single team, they've been down. It seems like, have you noticed there's a difference in officiating just over the last month or so? Do you feel like they're allowing teams to be more physical?
Wow. You're a liar. You're trying to get me in trouble. No, I'm just messing. If I had to take a guess, they're getting ready for playoffs because anybody that I know that's been in the playoffs, especially vets, they say in the playoffs, a lot of those calls people aren't going to get. So maybe they just preparing everybody for what the playoffs going to look like.
Zion, most people like to talk about you being an athlete, but it seems like the game is slowing down for you. How can you kind of attribute that, like, hey, I'm seeing things a little bit differently than I would in years past?
Just maturity and just being in the league 5 years. Because I remember I used to talk about it. First year, the game felt fast. Second year, it started off fast but slowed down a bit. But then I missed pretty much 2 years. So this year I was kind of getting my rhythm back. But as the season goes on, as the game is slowing down again. And I credit that to my coaches just trusting me to handle the ball. So just getting reps of that in the game. And then my teammates just kind of knowing where to be at when I attack certain spots.
Do you ever attribute that to yourself, man? You never say, yeah, Zion, you did that. You got yourself in shape. Now this is another thing, like you're seeing yourself become a better person, right?
Gotta let my work speak for itself. That's the answer I can give you on that one.
I'll give you flowers.
Appreciate it, man.
Z, you mentioned that their three-point shooting was hot, your guys' wasn't. Their execution was great. But with, I think, about 5 minutes left in the third quarter, you guys were only trailing by 5 points, but then they really closed that third quarter out well. What did you see there?
Man, they got out in transition and second chance points, and they knocked down shots. And they were getting good looks. You got to give them that respect. We just got to be more disciplined in situations like that and kind of not panic, stick to who we are, and just chip away at the lead instead of trying to get it back all at once.
And Z, when a team is missing so many threes like you guys were, how hard is it to play transition defense? Because it seemed like off of every miss, they were really running.
everybody can't crash. If you're in a spot and the shot goes up, and obviously we know they're a great transition team, you got to factor that in and just have some IQ just to not crash, but to get back. But I think that just goes to kind of us just wanting to just cut the lead really quickly.
And, y'all had some success with it tonight, but in general this season, y'all been throwing a lot of zones at teams. What do you kind of like when y'all throw those looks at teams, and what's allowed y'all to have success when y'all do it?
Definitely got to start with the two guys up top. They're real active, especially Jose, Naji, and Herb when they pick up full court to drop back into a zone. But communication. If we weren't good with any communication, then the zone wouldn't work, because we it may look a certain way when we're out there, but it's tough. I can't lie, it's tough. If you're not communicating, that zone is not easy to execute.
When y'all are doing it well, it allows y'all to get out and transition more as well?
Absolutely, because we're NBA players. Even when teams throw zones at us, it just your first thought is, "Wow, this team's in the zone." It's just kind of swing the ball and find the gaps, but you almost forget that the NBA is a 24-second shot clock. So 2-3 swings and the shot clock's down to 8, and everybody's there. So now you're trying to rush up a shot. So it does help us get out in transition.
All right, thanks.
You guys have a great night.